Working from home usually starts feeling like a small miracle. You trade your morning commute for an extra hour of sleep. The mornings feel spacious, and the coffee somehow tastes better when you brew it in your own kitchen. Then, quietly, the reality of the arrangement settles in. The days begin to blur together. You spend an afternoon answering emails on the couch, and within a few weeks, the couch is your office. Then a few messages creep into dinner time. This spatial collapse happens because work acts like a vapor. Without the physical friction of an office door or a subway ride, work expands to fill whatever container you provide, eventually drifting into the spaces where you are supposed to rest. Reclaiming these spaces requires more than a new schedule. It takes specific daily rituals designed to rebuild three invisible walls: physical boundaries, temporal boundaries, and social boundaries. If we want to keep our jobs from quietly swallowing up our living spaces, we have to become the behavioral architects of our own homes. Most of us don't have a dedicated home office. We use the kitchen table, and it works fine, right up until the papers start spreading, the charging cables tangle, and you are staring at yesterday's dishes during a morning meeting. The visual clutter turns the table into a low-grade stress trigger. Reclaiming that space takes about 5 minutes a day. At the end of your shift, pack the laptop, the notepad, and the coiled charger into a closed box or drawer. Removing the physical evidence of your job eliminates the visual reminder of unfinished work. Closing the box ends the chapter. There's also the issue of light. This diagram shows a common home setup: a desk pushed against a back wall, plunging the seating area into shadow. Working in these dark corners tricks your body's biological clock, draining your energy regardless of how much caffeine you drink. Moving your desk perpendicular to the window changes the entire rhythm of the day. Letting natural light fall across your shoulders keeps your biology anchored to the actual time of day, holding your focus steady and preventing that harsh afternoon crash. To maintain your physical space, you also have to maintain the body sitting in it. Sitting still for 8 hours reshapes your posture. Committing to 30-second micro-movements, like simple wrist circles or shoulder rolls, restores circulation and clears the mental fog caused by static positioning. Packing away your equipment, optimizing your light exposure, and moving your joints reclaims your physical environment. It builds the first barrier to keep work from bleeding into your home. The next thing to vanish is your time, starting with lunch. Eating a sandwich while staring at a spreadsheet feels efficient in the moment. In reality, it disrupts digestion and guarantees you will spend the afternoon fighting a heavy mental haze. You have to step away from the desk at a fixed time. Eat in a different room. Use real plates. Taking 15 minutes to eat away from your screen clears the mental clutter and makes the second half of the workday actually usable. The evening requires a similar boundary. Office buildings have natural closing times. Houses do not. Without intention, your tasks will just slowly fade into the evening hours. You need a sensory transition ritual to replace your old commute. Wiping down the desk, changing your clothes, or lighting a candle provides the brain with a definitive signal. It tells your mind that the professional portion of the day is officially closed. Adding a short 5-minute walk around the block right after you shut your laptop places a solid physical wedge between your professional tasks and your personal evening. Because your home lacks the structural friction of a regular commute, you have to artificially manufacture these time boundaries yourself. The third wall protects your attention. Interruptions carry a heavy emotional tax. A dog barking or a child asking for a snack mid-sentence during a video call feels unprofessional, and the constant apologizing chips away at your confidence. You can manage this with clear visual cues. A simple red and green busy light mounted outside your door communicates your status to kids instantly. It establishes an active boundary without requiring you to negotiate or feel guilty. For pets, keeping high-value treats near your chair allows you to quietly redirect their behavior the second they get restless, dealing with the interruption before it derails your meeting. You also have to set boundaries for your digital life, specifically the evening email trap. Checking your inbox just one last time before bed opens a mental loop of anxiety that your brain simply cannot close on its own. Combine digital inbox blocking tools to shut off access after hours, and keep an analog paper notepad on your desk. If an urgent thought pops up, write it down. Putting it on paper closes the loop and lets your mind rest. Establishing strict rules for physical interruptions and digital notifications builds a shield around your attention. It breaks the exhausting expectation that you are constantly available. When you successfully manage these boundaries, the macro structure of your life starts to repair itself. Weekends stop feeling like a stressful continuation of the work week. They become deeply restorative. That recovery requires deliberate distance. Charging your phone in a different room on Friday nights and keeping your Sunday plans completely loose prevents professional anxiety from leaking into your days off. One of the most effective ways to protect your personal joy is to schedule one non-negotiable hobby. It can be anything from gardening to painting, as long as it happens before the workday begins. Devoting 30 minutes to a personal interest ensures your first victory of the day belongs to you, not your employer. This sense of personal progress carries over into your professional tasks, making your focus more resilient when afternoon stress arrives. Remote work removes the natural borders of our lives. It turns the entirety of our living space into a site of production, testing our ability to remain human in an environment that never stops asking for our attention. These tiny rituals build the quiet, sustainable structure that makes a long career possible. They function as a daily declaration of independence, a reminder that work is just one part of life, rather than the background noise of everything else.